everyone. Welcome into episode 13 of Questions for Reflection. I am Susan Farmer with Astrology and Soul, and I'm here to help myself mostly, and anyone else who wants to come along on the ride, embrace all of you. And that is what I feel astrology does. It really helps just validate and understand. All it is energies, and we have energies all around us. So there you go. Today we are going to cover Mars retrograde and it's horoscope time. Da, 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 da. I know people love those. Where is it happening for you? Where can you see it play out? So get a drink, get some tea, get a coffee, get some ice cream. I don't know. Sit back and enjoy and think, and have some paper and pen to take some notes. All right. Mars just went in. Okay. Rewind. Please, 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 please send in reels for a $5 credit that talks about any of your experiences that you've had with any of these questions for reflections, what you think about a sign, what you think about a planet. You will get a $5 credit. Email them in with an okay that we post them to Susan at Astrology and Soul. All right. In the last video, I took on Mars's personality quite well and let you know what some of those characteristics are. And what I learned afterwards that I didn't mention is there is an impatience with Mars. It's like, let's just get this done already. Come on. Mars can also give you, sorry, my eye. Okay. Eye itch. I was trying to get through the video without itching my eye, but it was just not going to happen. So there's an impatience with Mars, and there's also a quick, spontaneous go. Like Mars gets you out of danger, and it's that intuition. Like everyone's like, don't feel fear, don't be scared, don't judge. Well, you better believe I'm going to judge if I'm feeling intuitively that I am in danger because someone's walking down the street towards me and I don't feel right. I'm going to get the hell out of there. That's Mars. Get out. Follow that intuition. And that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. I know I did not mention it, but there is a lot of intuitive energy. There is a lot of gut instinct. There is a lot of like, trust yourself, do it. So where are you walking down the street and trying to say, that's not okay. Don't think that. Don't feel that. And then this inner voice is like, get the hell out of here. Go that way. Where's that happening for you? Well, we are going to go through the horoscopes, every sign in the horoscope, because the house it is in will describe for you the where you're going to see this. Now, other energies are coming in from all over, every place in your life, and touching this Mars energy. And you'll also see a thing with this place for you. So I am going to share my screen. Now, let me just say too, I listen to horoscopes for rising because that's really going to be very, for the most part, depending if you do Placidus or whole sign, if you do horoscopes, you have to kind of use whole sign because Placidus, you would have no idea. So it would be very descriptive of where it's happening for you. Yeah, sure. There's going to be correlations for your sun and moon, and you can listen to those as well. Okay. So I just did a big goof up. So hopefully that got edited out. And I'm going to share this chart with you. I can't remember if I already said it or not, but look at your rising sign if you know it for horoscopes. They will always be done in whole sign houses. Otherwise, it just gets too crazy. You can look at your sun and your moon if you want. There will be some affinities for you with those, especially the sun. I'm going to say sun more in like life, where you're headed, life goals, and moon like emotional body yeah, ways, like just ways. Okay. So, la la la. Where is this happening for you? Again, the significations of Mars. I did just talk to you about patience, and I talked to you about, kind of going for it, going for something. I know in the last video we talked about you can stop, you can change your mind. So let's just jump into horoscopes. Here we have, let me make sure this is sharing. Yes. Okay. We have Aries rising. So this Mars is in, well, let me backtrack just a second. I'm going to show you Mars is in Cancer, and Mars starts its retrograde at 17 Cancer. 17.01 to be exact. Now, the different dates that it retrogrades and moves forward on are so October 4th, 2024, so 2 days before this, Mars entered the area where it's going to retrograde. So what does that mean? It just means it's going to come back. And that's probably why I had this on months. So if we go forward a couple of months, this retrograde happens in Cancer, where we're feeling like there's women issues, there's family issues, there's mothering, there's nurturing. Cancer is very much that mother archetype and how it's gone about it. Cancer also is very circuitous. So you have a Mars that's not really able to create and do what it wants to do because it's having to sit and think about it. So that's some of the angst. So we are going to move to December 6th-ish and show you Mars gets to about, what is it? 610. 610 right there. And stations. And I'm going to do days here. Starts going station retrograde. So you can see that it's at 6.09 when it was at 6.10. It was stationing. What does stationing mean? It means it's sending out some pretty strong vibes as it's stopping to turn the other direction. And it's going to turn the other direction and go back to that 17.1 Cancer. So we're straddling these two archetypes. And what is Leo about? Leo is about being you, having that self-joy and self-discovery in being who you are, having confidence in it, and helping others find that light within themselves. So we are going to move now to February 23rd-ish, 2025. See how it's getting closer to that 17 mark. Now we're at 1732 at February 14th. We're going to jump ahead to February 21st. It's still retrograde. We jump 1 week further and we are at 1709 again, and Mars has changed directions. It is now at right by that 17.1 mark and moving forward. And then it's going to go through Leo again, and that will be so the retrograde stage is when things come up again for you. And then the direct stage is when you integrate everything you learned. And that happens from February 23rd to May 2nd. So where is this happening for you? I'm going to get this back to where we are now. I don't know why, but I feel better that way. Yeah. And we're going to talk about the different houses this will happen for you and what to watch for. So, if you are an Aries rising, this will be happening in your fourth and fifth houses. Fourth house is about family, your foundation, your parents, your real estate, who you live with. It is about how you are feeling at home within yourself and where you feel safe. It is a hidden place where you know the secrets and no one else does. You know the inner you. It's also the people you share that space with and have shared that space with, and your parents who brought you into this life. Fifth house is more about you. So you're going to go from where do I feel safe? What's my foundation? Um, how do I feel to, and what do I want to do? Fifth house is creative energy. It's about embracing you. Now, it could also be about kids. So, how is home and what is happening to the kids? Or what is my foundation? And where am I taking that and discovering what I want to create and what I find joy doing? All right, that's Aries rising. Move wrong way. Oh, I'm on weeks again. Come on, Susan. Gosh, dang it. Go to hours. Aries. So now we are going to move to Taurus rising, and you find Mars in the third house, meaning they have Cancer in the third and it's going to move into the fourth. So it could bring up questions like, where do I belong? Third house is about your day-to-day environment and getting to those places. So what is in your surrounding? What are the cultures there? What do your roots from the fourth house go out and touch? What are your siblings doing? What are like in elementary school, those elementary things you learned that you're made to learn, and how did you fit in there? So how do you fit into those surroundings? How are you feeling about it? Mars is going to bring up some of the things we talked about in the last video. So go back and look at that if you haven't, in there, and then into the fourth house, which we just talked about with Aries, the foundation, etc., etc. So it would be asking you some questions like, what am I not okay with in my surroundings? Or what is the culture or my neighborhood telling me I have to be or have to do, and don't want to do that anymore because it doesn't feel good in my foundation, in me. It could be what's going on that's not great with my siblings, or is there issues with them, and how do I need to help them, and then come in and create a safe place for me. These are just, I mean, make up your own story, but these are the themes, right? It could also be, so I want you to watch if you have a third house, like sometimes it can create like there is transportation things in the third, so just be careful when you're driving. Make sure you don't turn into road rage person. So definitely watch that. Okay, now we are going to move to Gemini rising. So with Gemini rising, you would have Cancer, Mars in the second, moving into the third. So again, I'm not going to talk about what the third house means every time because we just talked about it with Taurus rising. So make sure when it's the sign before you, you listen. Second house is going to be about how you bring things into your life that you value, you know, and how can you do that? So what is the money that you make or have, what the money you have to spend, or what, you know, that is paid to you in your bank account, and how do you use it? What do you use it for that shows the values you have, or what you want to bring into your life? You know, I found it really interesting when I first got married. You know, we would spend money on travel, 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 travel. And then some of our friends who we'd go to sporting events with would spend tons of money at the concession stand that was totally overpriced. Or other friends we had would spend money on DVDs and movies. So that was a really good lesson, a second house lesson to me. What money do I have and what do I value that I want to spend it on? Everyone's answer is different. So Mars is going to come in. Now Mars can cut. So Mars might bring a second house Cancer, a lot of things they have to spend money on for their home. Cancer can be home. Mars is cutting. So a lot of times it means like I'm having to overspend. When Mars goes through the second house, for many, many people, it's a time where they have to spend some of that money that they are making, not necessarily for stuff they would choose. Now, again, it goes back to what you value and what you don't. So second to third would ask like, hey, what am I valuing and how am I taking that into my surroundings or sharing that with my community? Or, hey, I have to spend money on this, and now I don't have the money to, go to Starbucks every day as part of my ritual. Or, hey, what resources do I have? And then how can I help my siblings with that through whatever they're going through? You gotta like put it together like that and look at the other things you have in your chart. Okay, next one is Cancer rising. So Cancer is going to have Mars in their first and second during this retrograde. Our first house is about you. It's literally you. It's how people see you. I don't love the mask thing because to me, your first house rising sign, it is just something you can do so easily that you don't even think about it. Now, sometimes that can be frustrating to you, but it's how other people see you, because when you're in any situation in the public or where others are watching and you don't know it or you do know it, it's just an easy way to be. It's almost the default mode. So to me, that's not a mask. To me, that's the default mode. And 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 who you are, how you are, health. So a Mars in the first house would be like, how are you changing who you are? Are you wanting to start a new workout routine? Are you wanting to take care of your body more? Are you wanting to go in a different direction? And then you add the second house in with it, and it would be, who am I? Where do I want to go? Do I like my default mode? And how am I going to take that into what I value and the money I spend and the money I make and what I surround myself with that money? So, or values, whatever. We already talked about the second house. So now we are going to move on to Leo. Leo rising. So Mars is going to be in the 12th house in Cancer, move into your first house over your ascendant. So that's a big deal. And then move back into the 12th. And the 12th house is about hidden things. It's about hidden places. It's about hidden people. It can be a place where you don't see things as clearly. It's in your peripheral. And what am I missing? It's behind the scenes. It's over there when something I can see really clearly is right here. It's like it could be more meditation because you're wanting to take action in a place you can't really see or touch. That is just a type of a feeling place. So you would want to be aware of if you feel on a gut level that something is coming. These are secrets you don't know. This could be someone coming at you out of the blue that you just did not even expect. Like, oh my gosh, I did not see that coming. You could be really tired. Anything in the 12th house, it's this unconscious force, and Mars is like energy. So this energy is in your unconscious area, taking some of your force. So you could be tired. So it would be like, what do I not see? What did I not see coming? Or am I really tired? So am I really tired? What is deflating me? And what do I need that will help me and my body in the first house? So like I said, it could be a different workout routine. It could be oh my gosh, I didn't see that person coming at me. How do I feel about that? And who do I want to be? Am I good with who I am and where I'm going? Or do I want to change direction? It could be so many things like that. Okay, now we are going to move on to, did I do it again? I do. Oh, Leo. All right, we gotta get to. Okay, so for Virgo risings, this is going to be happening in the 11th and 12th house. So what does 11th house mean? 11th house is those groups of people that you are involved with. It is not necessarily, everyone wants to say, oh, it's my friends, it's my friend group. It's not your good friends. It is the groups or clubs or associates that you are involved with, not in a really one-on-one type way. So for instance, me as an astrologer, that would be astrologers would be my group. I'm not necessarily choosing to be amongst them or not choosing to be amongst them. I just am. Any astrologer that is like a good friend of mine that I talk to on a regular basis, or we hang out or have phone calls, that's going to be more a 7th house friend. So I just want to make that distinction pretty clear. And it's the people who can help you, like those, like an astrologer friend, maybe I know from a conference that I can call up and be like, hey, what about this? Or, that's not really a a one-on-one close relationship. It is also, it can be looked at as ways you make your money and people that can help you advance your career and other things in life, right? Because it's just like people, people that have similar interests, stuff like that. So how is that working with your 12th house? The stuff we just went over. So it could be like, hey, I have these groups or people, and what am I not seeing that has to do with that? Is there an action I want to take in that group and I can't really see the consequences, or maybe I do that and someone goes behind my back and gets upset. It could be all sorts of stuff like that. Okay, let's move to Libra rising. Libra rising, this is going to be taking place in your 10th and 11th houses. So 10th house is about, what do I want to do with my life? More on a bigger view. So it's more career. It is career oriented, life purpose oriented. It is change of name. So say you get married or you become a grandpa, and that is a change in your life and how you are seen on the bigger stage and what you want to do with that. Now, I know you don't choose whether you become a grandma or grandpa or not, right? But it is how other people see you on a bigger stage and what you are going towards. Like, what do I want my career to be? What do I want my life purpose to be? So how is that working with those groups of people that are also into those things with you? Are you working that Are you doing a career? Maybe Mars is pushing you to do something more in that arena, so that it's saying, hey, go do this instead. And here are the groups of people. Like, how are those intermixing for you? And are they intermixing? Mars is going to cause blowups in that stage of life. You may, blow a few things up. You may blow up some groups. You may blow up, who knows, we talked about Mars and the stuff it talks about. So then with all the other planets, oh my gosh, this is the second time. Sorry, people. What is going on? Mars frustration. Okay, breathe. As for Libra rising, okay, Scorpio rising for you, this is going to be happening in your 9th and 10th houses. So what does 9th signify? It signifies the place where you go learn things you choose. It is that house where things sit and you stew on them and you decide what you think you want, your morals, your values, what you decide you want to go learn about that can help you inform those morals and values. And also, morals and values are right in there with like religion, what religion you want to go to, or university. It is those higher philosophical questions in life that you are trying to answer. So what is percolating for you in there? What is Mars pushing you to do? And it will come out in your career or your life purpose or how people see you on the bigger stage of life. Okay. Sag rising. This is going to be the 8th. Is going to be Cancer, and 9th houses for you. So 8th and 9th. We just talked about 9th. What is 8th? 8th is anything you and someone else jointly own. So, or have ownership in, or take, like even a soul contract, right? If you have a soul contract with someone else, you are in it together. So other people's resources is what a lot of people say, but you only have the ability to use other people's resources if you are a we, right? So even like a parent giving an inheritance, that would be you and your parent. Or so what do you jointly join into with other people, and what is that bringing to you? So yes, it can be money, it can be soul contracts, it can be that is the house of a lot of occult practices, stuff like that. It's like, and what are you giving in that house? Then maybe you're sick of giving now. Maybe you are in a joint anything, I don't want to say joint a bank account or joint, and someone's telling you what you can and cannot do. Who knows what is coming up that you are fed up with, and it's coming in and really pushing on those values and morals that you want. Or maybe you were like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. And then you have to go into like, but what do I think? What do I feel? What is my philosophy on this? Do I really believe that anymore? Am I going to change that? And then it would go back to the 8th, and you'd go back to that person and be like, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm kind of done. Mars will cut. So if it is a soul contract, maybe some of those are being cut right now. Maybe you're done. Maybe it just doesn't work for you on that higher thinking philosophical place of life anymore. All right. So Capricorn rising. Horoscopes are so hard for me. Capricorn rising is going to be 7th and 8th house. So 7th house is the place of partnerships. It is the place of other people And those people, one-on-one people that you have a tight, close relationship, like if you have a partner in a business, they would fall there. It is someone you are that is in your more intimate inner circle that you deal with regularly. Yes, people you are married to, but also all those other people that you have those one close one-on-one relationships with. So what angst is coming up in those for you? And then how are you feeling? Are you frustrated? What action are you wanting to take? What is angsty? And then how are you working that out in the eighth house? So again, maybe you're frustrated with a spouse, um, or a friend that you go to lunch with every week and they keep making you pay the bill. So you're not going to do that anymore. You know? How is your relationship with people you are close to in those one-on-one places? How and where are you saying, yeah, no more. I'm not doing that. I don't want to share that resource with you anymore. Maybe you're getting your own bank account, something like that. Okay, let's go to Aquarius rising. Aquarius, this is going to be happening in your sixth and seventh houses. Sixth house can be kind of hard. It can be a job you have that you don't necessarily want to have, but you have to have it because it it helps you pay the bills. It can be your daily routine of going to work out at Vasa. Getting there would be third house, but the actual working out would be Vasa. The people you see along the way, the normal people that surround you, third house. Sixth house is the I work out at Vasa. It can be about health. It can be about any problem you need to solve that gets you something in a literal way. So if I don't brush my teeth, I get cavities, and people usually go to the dentist in their neighborhood to get it taken care of. So how is that? What are you working on? It can be looked at as a house of like really hard work to get you something as well, or drudgery. So what drudgery am I going through that is going to change my relationship with those close one-on-one people with me? How am I going to stop going to this job that I don't want anymore? And how is that going to affect my marriage? If I say no more, I'm going after my life purpose or something. It's going to be something along those lines, but use your imagination. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I did not prepare anything for this. So, oops, gotta get to Pisces. So we're going to do hours. Oops. Pisces rising. This would be in your fifth and sixth house. So we started with fifth house. Again, it can be kids. It can be something you create, is something that you enjoy doing, that you have fun doing, and it helps your self-esteem, enjoyment of life, and then also children, which sometimes help your enjoyment of life. So I'm just kidding. But Mars in that place could really bring issues up with your children, or like, what am I finding? What have I been holding back on creating and doing for me that I really enjoy? And how am I going to have to do the work, the drudgery work, the sixth house work to get it somewhere? Or what is going on with my kids that's causing me a lot of stress? And now my health is having issues and I have to go take care of that. Or what is happening with my kids? And now I have to go take care of that. I have to help them solve this problem. Anything like that. So I hope that helped you. I hope that gave you good insights, or you can see some of those themes. If you can, send a reel, write in about it. Okay. Thank you. Good luck with your Mars. All right. Bye.